Who have we got here tonight? It's been a little while since I last did a stream. I've been pretty busy doing lots of things on the channel, as you might have seen lately. Lots of best of videos in a couple of those today as well. So I thought I'd just do a stream and see how everyone's doing. If there's any help anyone wants out there for emulation. One of the most randomest questions ever. So it looks like we got a few people in the house tonight. Who have we got? Any of my regulars? So yeah, yeah, just a very random question. Come through on Facebook. Well, not random so much, but every now and again I get yeah, random people asking me where can I download this? Where can I download that? Use your noddle and use your Google, you use a web search engine. It's like you know, for the amount of time it takes some of these people to type out a message and ask me, you could have done that within seconds and have plenty of time left. And so, who have we got here tonight? So yeah, if anyone's missed anything, literally, I just thought to myself, I've not done a stream for ages. I've been too busy concentrating on best of videos. Today I've done a best-selling arcade games of the golden age era, which is the 70s to the early 90s. So if you're into arcade games, that's definitely worth watching. When I was researching for that video, it actually surprised me a couple of games what was actually in the bestsellers arcade games. And yeah, just recently tonight I've actually uploaded best-selling Super Nintendo games. So Super Nintendo games on my channel, or Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, wherever you are, in general, not too popular on my channel. Not really, but you know, I'm an emulation and retro gaming channel, so obviously Super Nintendo is a big part of that thing. Okie dokes. Hi, just quick question. Teknoparrot, easy or difficult to use for a newbie? Keaton, to be honest with you, it is easy. Follow one of my guides, unless you've already seen it. It's pretty much just a case of downloading. There's two versions of Teknoparrot you can download. One of them's a legacy version, and there's another version. One of them, it's got everything in it all in one. What you do, download it, install it, update everything, and then it's just a case of finding the games. Uh, it's pretty simple, really. What you do is to load the games into the Teknoparrot engine itself. You link up the executable files. Like I said, I've done a guide on it, but I wouldn't really say it was the most difficult system to set up. That goes for attract mode or retro FE. If you want difficult, those are the two difficult ones I've done on my channel. Not difficult for me because I've had quite a bit of experience, but a lot of people do find attract mode and retro FE. Yeah, pretty annoyingly complicated. But yeah, Technoparrot is definitely not one of the worst out there to get to grips with. It's pretty easy. I think one of the most annoying things with Technoparrot is the controls. But persevere with it. Each game in Technoparrot you put into Technoparrot literally requires setup. So you don't generalize it, you set up per game in Technoparrot, and that can be a bit annoying. But once you've set every game up, then you're pretty much good to go. Um, Yeah. Inferno, how are you doing, man? Yeah, I'm doing good. Like I was just saying, I've been very busy. I've been trying to diverse the channel to do different things. That's why you've been seeing a lot of best of type things at the moment. So in terms of emulation content, I've still got plenty to come. But after probably getting on a year and a half, 2 years of doing it every day, I've had enough. I just want a break. I want to do something different. Would you know why I keep getting runtime error when I try to install retrobat launchbox retro run fun? The reason you're likely getting runtime errors is because you need something called all-in-time runtime package, and if you install that, that runtime error will likely then go. I do mention this in some of my setup guides. Now, let me just point you in the right direction. Retrobat apparently these days come with all the installers inside, so you have the runtime, or apparently you have the runtime and Visual C++. I think in some cases it's not installing that stuff. So the two packages that you definitely need is Visual Runtime, is it Visual Runtime C++? This is the one you need. So you got the Visual C++, and as you can see just there, the error you're getting is the runtime error. So what this should do is sort that out for you. Let me show you how this works. Just a simple case. Go on to download. I'm going to download it from the UK. Obviously, I'm in the UK. You'll get a lot of files in this. They're bat files, not bat files. Let me just show you how to do it before you go off. So just extract um, that zip folder. I'll just create a new folder for now. If I drag and drop into that new folder, so I've already got this installed on my computer, so it's not going to do my system any harm. So anyways, what you do is literally just double left click on install all.bat, double left click on this one. That's it. Then automatically installs each one of these packs for you with my right now. So in case I'll just and do that probably around 12 times. Install runtime packages. We done. Like I said, doing this it does time, but hopefully gone through this. That then there. So yeah, a couple of minutes on my computer. Obviously, when you've installed everything, just delete what you've downloaded, including what you've extracted. Obviously, everything is then installed on your computer. So yeah, you no longer need those. But that's it. And that goes pretty much for most front ends, and a lot of emulators as well do need those to be installed to work properly. So yeah, Inferno, give that a go now. If you're still getting the issue, come back to me and let me know if it's worked for you. I should actually, sorry, I should actually do a separate video on that error. I've never actually done it, but I do surprisingly get that question quite a lot on different videos. People saying I've got this error. So how easy would it be to mod one of those supermarket Christmas stocking gift retro games that have basic 8-bit games? Project budget, let's say £30. How easy would it be to mod one of those supermarket stocking? Those retro game things are pretty much unmoddable, I'd say. If you want to mod something, you're probably best off looking for something which has got some sort of SD card in it. Most of those type of things don't really have anything to mod with. Most things are all sealed up. If you want to say build a gaming system for £30, it would be very basic. But what I would say is buy an old used office desktop, something like a old Dell computer. I could go on eBay now and I could probably buy a bad old desktop Office X Office PC. Um, if it's got something like Windows 7 on it, if you was to buy it, then you could use something like Batacera, and you can install Batacera onto the Office computer, and it will boot up with Batacera on it. But just bear in mind, if you was to do that, if it's a very cheap computer, it'll be very unlikely you'll be running higher end games. So probably everything up to say the 32-bit era. Anything past that, say Dreamcast, I'd probably say it'd be a bit of a struggle on such a small budget. Obviously, you've got Raspberry Pi. The latest is the Raspberry Pi 5, and there's rumor there's actually a Model 500's coming out, a bit like the 400 with a keyboard, a bit like an old microcomputer. Um, Raspberry Pi 5s, I think they're around £70 for 8 gig model. You could go for a Model 3 or a 3B for around £30 and probably add a few pounds left over to buy SD cards go in there. But again, with that budget, you're not really going to be emulating much more than say PlayStation or Sega Saturn at a push. So no worries, Inferno. Yeah, Inferno, let us know if that works for you. So as I always say, if anyone wants to donate to the channel to make the channel better and say a little thanks to the creator. I've just dropped my PayPal in the chat just there, so that's direct PayPal for me. If anyone wants to donate, whatever, there's the address, and I'll be very grateful. Always very grateful for little donations. So I tell you what, Keaton, let me just I'll go onto eBay for you, and I'll give you a little rough idea with. Okay, I'm downloading and listening now. Oh, you're talking about teknoparrot. Yes, it's very easy. Uh, Let me just give you a little idea. Let's just put into eBay, say Office desktop computer. You get these really surprisingly cheap, and a lot of people would actually buy these for 20 to 30 pounds, and they literally buy them predominantly just to play retro games on. Like say, put Batacera on, it boots straight up. So there we go. Sort of just roughly, you've got one here on a buy now, best offer, £42, 8 gig of RAM, with a SSD solid state drive in it, Windows 11. So even this one just here, it's not a bad buy. These Dell Optiplexes, they're pretty robust machines. I've used them in the past. In fact, I'm planning on buying one of these myself to put an Amiga system on, which is AmiKit. Uh, but one thing at a time. But yeah, for £30, I mean, look, you see them just here. You got one £20, £23 88, 22.99. Yeah, they look a bit battered, but it'll work. When it will give you some retro gaming. And to be honest, a lot of these just here will probably give you a bit more power than a Raspberry Pi would. So that's the route I would go down. So who else have we got here tonight? We have got a few people watching by the seams of it. Normally, when I stream, I normally get the same people. So, yeah, it's actually good to have some new people for a change. And yeah, talking about Technoparrot, let me just go over to the website. Uh, Trouble is with Technoparrot is I hear it a lot. My Technoparrot guides. A lot of people's happy with them. Trouble is, I then start getting annoying comments saying, "Oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work." No, my tutorial works just fine. You can't work it. That's the problem. I never upload anything unless I can get it working myself. So if we go to the Technoparrot website, and to be fair, I've not looked at this website for a while. There's probably been a lot of updates. So we got two just here, like I was saying about just now. So we got Bootstrapper and we got Legacy. It will tell you which one to use. The one with all the automatic updates is the one you want for this. So web installer. Here you can download teknoparrot either by using the web installer, which downloads the latest versions of all components automatically. So yeah, the web installer, the top one just there, that's the one you need to download. To be honest, I'm not quite sure why they still have a legacy version of this because uh, the installer, web installer version, like it's just a lot easier to use. So again, let's just get a bit nostalgic with teknoparrot. Like I said, I've not used this for a long time. What I do with my setup guides is, oh, whoops. What I do with my guides is I literally make the guides and then delete everything I've done most of the time. Which some people find a little bit strange, but I just do it because I can. I enjoy making things work. Okay, let's put everything in new folder. So open up Bootstrapper, more info, run any. Batman driving game modded. I wouldn't know how to do that, to be honest with you, modding it into an old grandstand Batmobile. I know what grandstand is. I think I know the um, thing you're talking about. Okay, so this is it, pretty easy. So please select where you'd like to download teknoparrot. So if I just put that in the folder I've just created on my desktop, say new desktop, new folder, pop it in that one, select folder, and we want to go for, is it for install? Yeah, so just hit full install there, and as we can see, that's now generating all the goodies inside of that new folder. So everything's now installed in there, which is good. Cool. So everything has now been installed by the seams of it. I think that's it. Like I said, I've not messed around with teknoparrot for such a time now. Let's have a look. Okay. So we got teknoparrot UI. We want to open up. First time you're running teknoparrot, please set. Okay. Yeah, this has changed massively actually since the last time I used it. So accept agreement, I suppose. Accept. Game setup. Do you want to add one? I don't because I don't actually have any teknoparrot games. But this is your user interface for teknoparrot. To add a game, first of all, what I suggest doing is just going up to the top just here and install the latest updates. Obviously, there's a paid version of teknoparrot, which some people get annoyed about, but my argument back is, why do you expect everything to be free? So, a paid version of teknoparrot would give you all the latest games. There are certain games which get released for teknoparrot, and you've got to pay to play them, which I think is fair enough. So install all your updates. Update. And yeah, just make sure everything's updated. Okay. And I still don't want ads because I don't have any. Okay, so to add a game, you obviously download the game you want, and to add it, we're going to go to the top left corner just there, and from here we can go down to add game. You've then got an entire list of what teknoparrot covers to date. So all you do is select one of these games that you've got, what you've downloaded. Let's just say, for example, I've got Castlevania, the arcade game. If I left click on it, and underneath the logo just here, it'll say add game. If I go to add game, from here we can then go to game settings for Castlevania. And right at the top just here, you're going to find game executable. It's telling us the file that it needs. If you left click anywhere at the top just here, what you do then is direct where that executable file is for your Castlevania game. So, like I said, in most games, it will tell you the file you're looking for. So, if I had this game on my computer, I would go into the Castlevania folder and then select the hcv.exe file, double left click on it, and that's it. So once you've got that in place, you go down to save settings. You also got your input API. For Xbox users out there, you just go to drop it down to X input, for example. You've also got display mode, so you can choose to open up in full screen. And yeah, you've got several different options here, including language. Just make sure you go to save settings. And that's about it for teknoparrot. So fairly simple. And I've got a feeling the last time I used this, you actually need to as well. Uh, but anyways, once you've added your games in, if you go to the library, here's Castlevania. Obviously, I can't open this because I don't have it. I don't have the Castlevania game, but that's how you do it. Controller setup. So obviously, because Technoparrot or arcade games, you're also going to need, in some cases, to map out the coin button, the test button, that type of thing. It really isn't that difficult, really, looking at it. So, is there anyone else here with some questions? It's actually nice to use my head a little bit. Like I say, I've been for the past week and a half, I've been doing best of games, best of arcades, main games, that sort of thing. So it's actually nice to be using my head a little bit just to get things working again. I forgot to mention as well on Technoparrot, under each game, again, Castlevania arcades game is an example. There'll be little notes just there, such as for this game, use DXVK to fix shader issues. AMD and Intel CPUs are also fine with this one. Some games in Technoparrot might say AMD okay, but it might not say Intel is okay. So in that case, it likely means Intel processors won't work with that particular game. Anyways, yeah, like I normally do on my live streams, they're normally about an hour long, and it's normally just a chance to catch up with people and answer questions like I've been doing with TechnoParrot. No, actually, just delete TechnoParrot now because I've got no use for it. Whoops, still got it open. So get rid of TechnoParrot. So where is everyone tonight? Is there anyone in Britain, in the UK, in Stammergrad? Did I say that? Back to install retrobat. Inferno, seriously, retrobat, you don't need to fear it. It's the easiest, and I mean easiest front end you will come across. If what I tend to think is if people struggle with retrobat, I think it'll be very hard to struggle with retrobat. Of course, you've got more complex systems on there, PlayStation 3, even Technoparrot setups. Generally, though, Retrobat does everything for you, and it gets easier with each release. For example, I did an Atari ST setup guide around a year ago, and at the time, it was very complicated. But since we've had updates, it's easy, a lot easier. So, yeah, very easy to use. In fact, if you want me to, I can go through the process with you right now with retrobat. It's literally just a case of installing it, dropping some games into your ROMs directory. And like I say in all my videos, if you go to your shortcut, easiest way to get to your ROMs and BIOS directories, right click on your shortcut, open file location. This will take you inside of where everything's installed for retrobat. So the two to look at is the ROMs folder and your BIOS folder. If I go to the BIOS folder, you're going to find lots of subfolders in here. Generally, your BIOS files will just drop in there loosely. There is some examples we will need to go into some of these folders, such as main. We got a samples folder, for example, in main. So some files will go in samples folder. Game wise, your games will just go into your ROMs folder, and here is your list. Oh, I see, I get you. But yeah, if you should get stuck, Inferno, on retrobat, good God, you probably know how many setup guides I've done for retrobat over time, so I'm sick to death of it. I hate retrobat. I've had enough of retrobat. I'm just sick to death of it. Uh, I've done it to death. I hate the bloody thing. Whoa, didn't want to do that. Next to retrobat, if you feel like you might want to change, if you feel like you want to change and experiment with different easy front ends out there, Emulation Station is very easy, very similar to retrobat. It's a lot newer than retrobat, but it gets a lot of updates, and it's still running on Emulation Station, but things are slightly different. Themes are slightly different, that type of thing. So, Emulation Station Desktop Edition, I've got a whole playlist on that, and I recommend ESDE, as it's known as. So very easy. Again, Batacera is pretty much the equivalent of retrobat, only retrobat is for Windows and Batacera is self-booting, Linux-based front end. And if you really want a challenge, then check out Attract Mode. You know, a lot of people they seem to I understand where they're coming from, but people will say track mode and retro FE. It's not worth it when you've got things like retrobat and launchbox. Uh, the thing is with attract mode is that if there's a particular look you want, similar to hyperspin, that hyperspin look, I don't suggest using hyperspin. It's too dated and finding stuff for it's a nightmare nowadays. The closest you'll get to hyperspin is attract mode. If you want a coin-ops looking system, coin-ops is actually written or put together using things like attract mode and retro FE, so they're highly customizable. Whereas retrobat in Emulation Station, they're very much restricting you with customization. You can use themes. You can do this and that, but if you truly want something, a front end to look exactly how you want it, then attract mode is the way to go. It really isn't that difficult to do. Just a case of putting paths into correct places, and yeah, that's about it. So, do we have any Commodore 64 fans here? Normally, I get some C64 fans, and we're talking about it all night. If we do, I actually picked up a C64C the other day. I'm hoping to get for my birthday what's called an Ultimate cartridge, which goes into the back, and it's even got Ethernet on it. I can connect my C64 to the internet, man. I can actually do my live streaming using my C64. How cool would that be? So yeah, I bought a C64. Some of you listening to this stream, you probably all know by now, I'm a big dweeb of Commodore and Commodore 64 and Amiga. Big dweeb. And yeah, I'm trying to pimp up a Commodore 64. I'm going to buy a new transparent case for it. Got a new flash card coming for it. And yeah, I love pimping out all tech. Love it. LED lights and stuff. So yeah, birthday's coming up in, let's see, around a week and a half. I'm going to be 41 years young. I know I look around about 17, but no, really, I'm 41 in, yeah, around 10 days' time. My partner, she actually shares my birthday, which is a little bit strange, but there you go. That's life. Been with her long enough now. We've got used to it. So, yeah, if we do have any C64 fans here, I'm providing I get this flash cartridge, the Ultimate cartridge for the C64. I'll be doing a video on that. I did a video on connecting a C64 to a modern day TV the other day. Um, yeah, because that's what I do. So what I was thinking about doing was actually do some gaming or something, doing live streams. I mean, normally I get an audience of people like I kind of have now, and I do ask questions. Does anyone need any help? But I don't know. People just likes to watch and listen and not ask anything. So I thought to myself, why don't I try doing a game stream of some kind? Play some classic DOS games or something like that. Talking of DOS, I was playing Jazz Jack Rabbit the other night using DOSBox, and god damn that game is fast, like really fast. Uh, yeah, I got DOSBox X. I actually did a setup guide on it a little while ago. And I've left it on a computer, as you can see, and I left it on there. But to be fair, I've not really played many DOS games. I didn't have an old PC or a PC years ago. I had a C64. What I mean by that is I didn't have an IBM or anything Windows-based computer back then. But what I play of DOS, there is games on it. So this is DOSBox X, and this is probably the easiest way to play DOS games. Instead of typing in commands, directing it to different directories, literally just go to main, quick launch program, and if I aim it to DOSBox X folder, I've got my games in here. If I look for Jazz, from here I can go to setup.executable. Obviously, this is going to be the setup for how DOS games would have worked back in the day. Select sound card. If I go for, say, Sound Blaster, which is probably the best sound cards for old school PCs, high quality, exit and save. Yes to a mount, main, and quick launch. And this time, open up jazz.exe, and boom, we are in. Yeah, I apologise for the loudness. So you know what? Yeah, I was playing Jazz Jack Rabbit the other night, and I was thinking, damn, this game is good. I've never really given it much playtime before, and yeah, I was playing it the other night, last night I think it was. How do I start this? And I thought, yeah, damn man, this game is really good. It's just so fast, like a lot faster than Sonic the Hedgehog. CPU. If I put this to normal speed. I was playing about with settings on it last night on DOSBox. You can change CPU settings from say Pentium 2 to Athlon, that type of thing. Well, Jamie, I tried to install C++, but at first it gave me an error saying this needs a disk to run. And I'm not. What type of computer are you using, Inferno? You're definitely using a Windows computer. The whole disk to run thing is I'm unfamiliar with that, so I really have no idea what that means. Um, yeah. So I hit cancel. It started to download the files. Well, so you're on, yeah, you're on the same as what I'm on, so it should be working fine. So you definitely went to the same website I just went to, um, and you downloaded. If I just go into my recycle bin, is this just here what you've actually downloaded? Exactly the same as what I've got. Uh, where is it? Visual C. It will just download the file straight away. So did you actually download this zip folder like I've got just here? Is this how it downloaded? It would not download the file straight away. So okay, try downloading it on a different browser. Maybe if you've got Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome. If you're getting issues downloading something, some web browsers might try to help protect your computer. What I'll do is let me. Hello, Bob. How you doing? Let me just give you the link, the exact link of the one which I use. So if I just copy this into the stream, this is the link I've used, and I've always used that link. So yeah, Edge. I do find sometimes with Google Chrome, which is the search engine of my choice, I do find occasionally I do have to use Edge and vice versa if things don't download. So it might be worth trying to download it using another web browser and see if that does it for you. So how you doing, Bob? I'm actually going to turn that off now. Okay. So Inferno, what I can suggest then for your issue is maybe use a different browser to download it if it's not downloading properly. Yeah, I'm doing fine, Bob. Like I said earlier on the stream, I just thought to myself, I've not done a stream. I try to do a stream every week, and life gets in the way, and pains in the ass gets in the way, that type of thing. And I suddenly think, I've not done a stream. I need to do a stream. So here I am. I just thought I would say, hi, everyone. How are you all doing? So what have we done tonight on the stream? We've done a little bit of teknoparrot help advice, I suppose, bit of um, runtime errors going on with Inferno, which I've told him to use Visual C++ and that should clear up runtime errors. But yeah, if you're new to the stream, generally what I do is it's like a workshop, I suppose. If someone asks me a question, I try and do my best to try and help. Obviously, emulation related stuff. And yeah, if you're new to the stream, also, don't know what I was going to say then. Yeah, really. But if you've got any questions about anything I've covered, any of the tutorials I've done over the last God knows how long, if you want direct answers for situations you might be facing with anything, yeah, just let me know now, and we will try and sort it out for you. Been trying to think of ways to make live streams a bit more interesting, such as gameplay streams, that type of thing. But I'm not sure. You know, some people suggested that in the past, but I don't know if I could actually just sit here and play a game and have people watch me play a game. I don't know. To me, in my head, YouTube is an education tool. It always has been. That's how it started off many moons ago. You went to YouTube to find help, advice in, I don't know, different times, I suppose, now. New to the stream, but actually I don't need help for English French. Just pass see what it's showing. That's it, Bob. Like I say, normally I do them every week, but life gets in the way, and sometimes it's not possible. Some of the videos I've uploaded recently have literally taken me 2 to 3 days to edit and put together, and all of a sudden it's late at night, and I think, oh, I don't want to be doing a stream now. I've had enough. So make the most of me whilst I'm here. You make some theme for retrobat. You know what? That's actually something, Bob, I've not actually done yet. Is making themes for retrobat. Obviously, I know it's possible to do it. I just never actually investigated it. But by the seems of it, it's not actually that tricky to do. Um, I make. Are you hosting those themes anywhere? Because if you fancy sending the themes to me, I could maybe do a video and just title it "New Retrobat Theme" or whatever. I've actually done a video in the past where you can actually add your own themes into Retrobat into the right directories rather than using the downloader and Retrobat itself. So yeah, if you want me to promote anything you're doing, I'm always happy to do that. Especially Commodore 64, any new games being programmed, I'm always happy to showcase people's work on my channel. Uh, I'll tell you what's in the way at the moment. No, I'm not going to tell you what's in the way at the moment because, nah, I'm not going to. But yeah, if you like the look of your theme and you want me to take a look at it, I'll happily do a video on it to promote it on the channel if that's what you feel like doing. Always good to support the retro community. I'm always happy to do that. So I'll do it again, but if anyone wants to donate to my channel to make the channel better, enhance the channel, and say a personal thanks, I just put my PayPal address in, and anything's appreciated. So if it's a penny, it's a penny. If it's a cent, it's a cent. Every little helps. I'm always really grateful for that. And yeah. So Bob, are you in the UK at the moment, or are you in America? Um, I tend to get a lot of Americans in the stream this time of night. In normally I get the same crowd in there. I was just saying just now, and funny enough, tonight everyone's new here. I know I've gained a lot of subscribers recently, and it seems like the old people isn't here, which is odd, very odd. But it's always good to get to know newer people. Oh, you're in France, okay? You know what, I think my mum and dad have actually just passed through France. Every year they do a tour of Europe. It used to be Scotland, but nowadays they just travel over Europe. They reach Auschwitz in obviously in Poland, and they went through a few other countries. Denmark, I think it was one of them. Anyways, obviously being in Britain, you got France, and pretty sure they're coming back into England tomorrow. Do you know if there is an emulation front end like retrobat for old Intel MacBooks? There is. I don't have any experience with Apple Mac stuff. It's not my cup of tea. Uh, there is actually a front end for Macs, but I'm not sure if it would be compatible with Intel, old Intel. Let me trying to think the name of it. Every now and again, when I'm on the lookout for new stuff to cover, What was it called? What was it called? Uh, Mac front end. Just can't think for the life of me what it was called, but there is actually a front end out there for Macs. Retro. I know it when I see it. Oh, you're from Texas. Texas. Yeah, yeah, sorry. Which one was it? Is it OpenMU? Yes, this is the one I was thinking of. This is the one I was thinking about for Apple Mac users. Like I said, for old Intel CPUs, I really have no idea. Like I said, uh, Apple stuff, it's I've no interest in Apple products. So I do know of this, and yeah, it looks nice. And I think by the looks of it, that's likely the closest you'll get to retrobat, maybe. It just says here under download now for Mac OS X 10.14 or above, so no idea. So at least that's a bit of a head start. What I'll do, I'll actually copy that into the chat. There you go. Uh, any ideas? Cause I'm not sure what your question is. So you, the first thing you posted, Cos, is any ideas, mate? I'm not sure what the question is. uh, Add one line around unused from 2019. No worries, Warwick. You know, one day if I happen to come across an old Mac of some sort for like £10 or something, I'll buy it. You know, literally just to do a little guide, like a front end guide. But I'm too indoctrinated with the world of Windows. That's who I am. Stick to RetroArch, figured it out. So all good, thanks, Jamie. Always, no worries. Yeah, RetroArch isn't anything to be fearful of. It's actually surprisingly easy. I think a lot of people freak out with RetroArch because of all the options. But if you want to get exotic with RetroArch, I did a lot of videos on RetroArch and literally how to set up RetroArch to have music in the background, how to have themes in the background, really pimp it out. That was really interesting videos I did. Hello, Catherine. Hi, Jamie. I love your channel. It's great. Well, thank you very much. It's nice to feel appreciated. So, I'm always happy to hear people's liking my channel, and I wouldn't say, yeah, it gives me a boost. I wouldn't say an ego boost, not at all, because I never thought for a second my channel would become as big as it's become, and it gets bigger every day. But it's good that people are actually listening to what I've got to say uh, for a change. So yeah, it's good that I'm appreciated, and I really respect people for saying they enjoy my channel. So what is it you like, Catherine? Just out of curiosity, what is it you like? Is it the tutorials you like? Is it um, best of gameplay videos, that type of thing, which I've been doing a lot of lately? Bit of market research. And you know, I actually got a target. My partner said to me the other day, she goes, "How many subscribers do you want to be on by Christmas?" And I said 25,000, I think. I'm currently on almost 22.8k. So my target for Christmas is 25,000 subscribers. So we'll see. Podman, that's okay. I weirdly enjoy um, going through the pain and misery of setting up things to upload videos on YouTube. It's a weird pleasure I get tormenting myself until I get something working so I can then create a video on it. I like learning. I was at uni, and when I started uni doing cultural studies, I was well at my depth, but I persevered, and I'm a fighter, so I don't go anywhere. If I know I've got it in me, I'll do it, and I'll go through with it. And Yeah, I put myself through some right stresses in the past, doing some of these setup guides on my channel. But I come across on my channel was all confident, but I'm not like that in real life. But anyways, I'm going to be calling it a night shortly. I've learned so much from your channel. Your videos have been really helpful. Gratitude from Little Rock. Kansas. That's America, isn't it? Warwick? Oh, we got another French person here, Catherine First. You know what? Yes, sorry, I was just saying. Normally I do live streams for an hour, because I run it on and I go on and on and on and on, and my mouth gets really dry, and I just need to have a break from it. Yeah, your question, cause the first sorry, the first comment I got from you was literally any ideas, mate, with a question mark, and that was it. I've not had anything else from you. That was the first comment in the chat you've given, so I've literally got no idea what it is. You're asking. Sorry. But yeah, go ask it again. Maybe I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, if you look through the chat, that's all I can see. It's just yeah, any ideas, mate? So no idea. Strangers in your live chat twice. Let's have a look. Am I missing something? Cause. No, I've literally looking at my phone right now at the chat, and I'm scrolling through the first. Anyways, let's hear it. What is the question? We'll sort this. If it's a question asking how I look so beautiful, it's oil of Ulay. That's what I use on my skin. So that's your question answered. Okay, so I'm gonna call it a night in around a couple of minutes, I think. Like I've been saying, I only tend to stay for an hour on live streams, and my little throat can't cope with much more. So, yeah, just want to say thank you to Alan. Alan's just donated some money, which yeah, I'm really grateful for. That's really generous of you. Thank you so much. Uh, you're a diamond. Brilliant stuff. Thank you. Excellent. Yeah, from AF Warwick, nice one. Thanks a lot for that. Really appreciate it. Big time appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, let's go back to Cos. So we're still waiting for the question from Cos. A little bit confused with the question because I've not actually had a question to answer. So Uh, cause if it's I'll tell you what it could be. If it's anything to do with using the words ROMs or BIOS, there's a good likelihood it's not posting because I filtered those words out because I get sick to death of answering people's questions every day, asking where they can download ROMs and BIOS from. Obviously, I'm not permitted to give that information on my channel. So if that's what your question is and it's not coming up, that could be why. Um, so yeah, just want to say thanks again to Alan. Nice one. Thank you very much. And I think that's about it. So yeah, going back very briefly to COS 1973, just comment on one of my videos. But like I said, if it asked about downloading ROMs or BIOS files, blah blah blah, the average stuff I get asked for 100 times every day, it gets deleted automatically because I filtered out those word spaces. I'm sick to death of reading the same thing over and over. So, anyways, that's it for tonight. Like I said, I've generally stayed for an hour, and I just want to say a big thanks to Alan again. That's really decent of you.